Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining us for today's episode of Canal Days, what life was like in the industrial Connecticut River Valley. As always, I am your host, Carrie, along with my co-host, founder of the Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, Robert Kummel. Our Canal Days series delves into the vast collection of historical sites throughout Massachusetts, with Robert's expertise of the local history as our personal guide. Each episode, we uncover the historic towns, monumental sites, permanent pioneers, and consequential remnants while delving into their seminal and formative significance. Today's episode of Canal Days, we will be traversing the Hryniewicz Park, and that's in Palmer, Massachusetts. Now, can you inform us on who exactly is Frank Hryniewicz and his relation to the park?
He was a sailor during World War II. He died in Honolulu, Hawaii, at Pearl Harbor, on the ship the USS Arizona, and where everyone died. And his remains, I don't believe, were found for a very long time, decades later. But right away, Palmer wanted to honor him. He was the first person from the United States that died during the course of World War II, of course, because he died on the first day of entry of the United States into the war. And we're going to talk about what some of the features inside this park, and we're going to talk about some of the features outside, and then what are the 7 names on the plaque that are right above him. And so there's a lot to talk about. But he was a resident of Three Rivers and of Palmer itself. He had grown up in this neighborhood. And this park predates him, of course, and probably is a park from extremely long time ago, because I found it on 1890s map, for instance, without a name yet.
And can you enlighten us on who the several names engraved on the plaque above his honor are and their significance?
Those names are men from Palmer that died during the course of World War I. And they gave their lives for their country and are honored. You'll find on it a couple of Polish ethnic groups, 3 French Canadian ethnic groups, and then 2 Irish. And this is a way of honoring their service to their country and giving their lives to their country. They were all from Three Rivers, and again grew up in the area here. So both plaques together for Frank and for these 7 make quite honor. There is a memorial square elsewhere in Palmer, but this is a nice one to those from World War I and one from World War II itself.
And we'll be right back after a few words from our sponsor. Are you fascinated by local history and eager to investigate the obscure treasures off the beaten path throughout the state of Massachusetts? Or maybe just seeking an unforgettable cultural activity for family and friends to enjoy? Look no further than Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, founded by Robert Kummel. With over a decade of experience, Robert offers captivating tours and presentations of historic sites and landmarks throughout the state. Whether you're interested in canals, cemeteries, charming churches, or more, Robert's tours provide a unique and enriching experience for all. And that's not it. You can also schedule private tours tailored to your personal interests, ensuring a personalized adventure for all sizes, making for an exciting hands-on learning experience that brings history to life. Simply visit holyokecanaltour.org or email bobcat4214, capital B, at yahoo.com to book your private tour today. But wait, there's more. Don't miss out on Robert's podcast and video series, Canal Days, where you can dive even deeper into the vital history of the Connecticut River Valley. Plus, for those who may not be local or would rather enjoy it on the go or from the comfort of their home, Canal Days brings the adventure right to your screen. So don't miss out. Uncover the pivotal past with historical tours of Greater Holyoke to make your own history with memories that will last a lifetime. Remember to log on to holyokecanaltour.org for more information and secure your personalized experience today. Welcome back to the Hryniewicz Park episode of Canal Days. And can you characterize the features inside of the park?
Beyond this Memorial Plaza, there's two enormous play sets, one for the larger kids, one for the smaller kids, and they look very new. I mean, within a year or two before this, they were put in. And then off to the side is a very large gazebo for outdoor activities, maybe for musicians to play there in the summer for a musical concert. And there's another memorial plaque to the far eastern side. And also, it's a fairly nice park to walk around, both inside or along the perimeter of the park itself. And it's in a fairly nice neighborhood too. And most of the features that are interest to historians actually are right outside the park.
Can you depict the features surrounding the outside of the park first?
Yes, along the major roadside, there used to be a canal there, an industrial power canal called the Three Rivers Canal. And it had the Three Rivers Mill, and later it was taken over by another mill. But by the late 1920s, it was gone, filled in. But for a rather long time, you had a power canal coming off the juncture of the Three Rivers themselves and going for about a third of a mile inland and over and behind the mill, using the mills would use that water power to spin turbines. And also around this area, you have a temperance fountain, and has a nice quote from the Bible on its backside. There is, along one side, the side closest to the juncture of Three Rivers, a home that used to be a worker's home. It's rather large, and it's on that major street. Also in the distance beyond that is the post office and a former school. And then on the other two sides of the park, you have residential places. A lot of them used to be workers' home, where you would have 2 or 4 families living in these large houses in separate units. And also some of the manager homes for the mill are there. So it's a typical worker village situation. And actually, the worker homes are the only thing left from the canal days, since the canal has been totally filled in, not a remnant around. Even the mill, even though it's a 1920s mill, is a replacement mill. So even that is not the original themselves. And some of the other features around the park hold up its history. The Temperance Fountain, the beautiful worker home right on that major road, which looks like it's been renovated recently. And some of the homes around its edge, you can tell, are very historic worker homes. And so I'm glad that Palmer itself has done a good job to keep up this park, both inside and outside. And I wish I had a canal there, but you can visualize what it might look like. So thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to Canal Days and our episode on the Hryniewicz Park and joining us on our journey through the rich history of the Connecticut River Valley. And remember, you can find more information on his Canal Days series, as well as his new upcoming presentation segments that dive deeper into topics of specifically selected historical significance. And be sure to check out his 2025 in-person tour schedule while you're there and add them to your calendar and book a private tour, all at holyokecanaltour.org. And thanks for tuning in. Until next time.